Today, our episode is with my good friend Gina Sharma. Gina is in North Atlanta, Georgia, and she's not only a team leader, but she's also a coach. She's been trained by MAPS Coaching in Keller Williams. She's Keller Williams, North Atlanta. And we're going to discuss about how Gina grew her business, that today she's a team leader, and how she trains other agents to grow their business. So if you're a new agent getting into the real estate business, this is the episode you want to watch. You don't want to miss this. So for more episodes like this, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and do press the bell icon as well. Let's talk to Gina Sharma. Hello and welcome to another episode of Own It with Samina. Today, it is my pleasure to introduce to you my good friend Gina Sharma from Atlanta, North Atlanta, Georgia. And Gina is also with KW in North Atlanta. And we connected a few years ago through events in KW, and we just took our friendship to another level. Gina, it is an awesome pleasure to have you here, and can't wait to share your story with my audience. Thank you, Gina, for being here.
Thank you, Samina, for having me. It's an honor and pleasure to work with you on the projects that we're working and also building the relationship, the friendship and the business relationship as well. So thank you.
Yeah, it's great, Gina, isn't it, to have like-minded people who share similar ideas and strategies, and we take that to another level when it comes to serving our clients.
Right.
And showing our clients that what we can do to achieve what they're looking for.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, working alongside people like you and the others that we collaborate with on a weekly, monthly basis to learn new business strategies, how we grow personally and professionally. We all help each other to move the needle a little further, right? And if we grow, we're helping others in our circle, in our business circle, and in our social circle as well, impacting them with one conversation at a time.
Right. Sorry, Gina. So,
Okay.
yeah, I wanted to ask you how you got started. I want to hear your story, your journey coming to the US, how you got started in real estate. And today you are, in a leadership role, which we are so proud of. And we are happy to know a person like you that is leading so many agents in the North Atlanta region, to take their business to another level. What is your journey? I just wanted to briefly, talk about it.
So I came here in 1997. I landed here on Christmas Day. Like somebody said, it was a gift, which I truly believe coming to this country was a gift. And I was a stay-home mom, so I had my first daughter, stayed home with her for 2 years. And then I started volunteering and landed up with an agent volunteering with her and then getting licensed and learning the ropes of the business, learning how different agents manage their business and grow their business. There's not one way that is the right way. You have to find your unique value and the way you would find joy in doing this business, right? So I worked 2 years as a licensed assistant with two different teams and learned different styles of business. One was an internet-based business and the other was purely referrals. So it kind of showed me that, find your niche and run with it and do it and show value to your clients on a daily basis and do it with integrity and honesty.
Yeah.
Uh, that has been my, mantra, always do right by the people and the money will come. But if you look at people as a compensation check, then they see it and feel it. And then that would probably be your last transaction. I joined KW in 2005, and my business has grown year over year being in the KW environment. What I mean by that is not many brokerages teach you to run a business like a business. Like we have conversations about P&Ls. We have conversations about, okay, you've done so many transactions. What does that look like now to grow your team or be part of something bigger? So it's not a focus on transactions, it's how we can impact each other's lives and anybody in our business circle, right? So that's how I've grown my team since 2007. We are 6 agents on the team. I have 3 admins. Majority of our business is done through repeat and referrals. So we do have online leads coming in, but the majority bulk of our business is repeat and referrals. I also coach. I'm a business coach within the market center. So I coach new agents to build their businesses. So I'm, helping them how to set it up, what are the best practices that they must adopt. Again, finding their unique value and what gives them joy to bring in business through their lead generating activities that they would do every day.
So this is where your leadership qualities come through, Gina, and so proud to showcase that to my audience. So my question to you is, when a new agent comes through, how do you pull in the big why, and what do you make them do to, see where their big why is coming from, and how that takes them to the next level? How do you do that?
So when we have our one-on-ones with the agents, whether it's on a team or, our business coaching, we want to find out, you know, what's their goal for the year. And majority of the times the agents are saying, I want to make X dollar, right? But they don't know how many units they need to make to transact with and what does the volume look like as well. But we focus more on the units because if an agent is dealing in a larger price point, they could most likely achieve their compensation goal for the year in 2 transactions.
Mhm.
And then what happens? Then they go and have fun the rest of the year. But if we focus on the units, the agents will keep pushing and far exceed their income goal by focusing on the units and understanding why that dollar is important to them.
Right.
Because we all have our moments. We are down sometimes when we get rejected, when a contract fails or listing terminates. So that is basically keeping it front and center of why they do what they do every day, why they join real estate, and why is it so important to focus on the activities to fill the pipeline, you
Right.
know, while focusing also on their transactions that are happening, but the majority of the weight has to be given on the daily activities.
Right. And you're creating a discipline among the agents, like you
Yes.
have to, there's certain this people forget, I feel that, in this business, you need a lot of discipline. And when I love it when people come and say, oh, I joined real estate because I have flexibility of time, which is
Yes.
absolutely not the case.
It does have the flexibility of the time, but you also have flexibility in your paycheck, right? So I tell people is if you had a business like a storefront, you do have the choice of opening it at noon, but
Right.
then you probably have missed opportunity of people who would come to your door at 10 in the morning, which is the store hours from 10 to 9.
Right.
So Are you going to open your store at any time when you wake up, or would you have a fixed hour of operation?
Which brings it to your big why, that why you're doing it, what is
Yeah,
what is your goal, what are you trying to earn through this business, that is going to, and the actions are going to give you that. So how
yeah,
much of it are you trying to, implement basically?
right. It's the activities that you do consistently will
Right,
generate the results. You're not going to have overnight success because majority of the people coming into this business
right.
think it is easy.
No,
It's simple.
it's simple, but a lot of discipline.
Discipline and focus, right? You
Yes.
do those activities daily and consistently,
Right,
so that way you know you can track that, okay, if I did these activities every day, time on time again, then these are the results I'm getting. So if I want Y results, then I have to do these this many times. It's a simple thing, right?
right, right. When it comes to agents, like what are the activities do you ask them to do, to like the tools they use and the activities that they have to do on a daily basis that you think will make them go faster to where their goal should be? What are the activities?
So number one, I asked them, what are the two pillars of your lead gen that you will pick, right? Some will say social media. What else? Because social media is not an overnight, results. You have to do it consistently for probably 6 months before people start noticing you and see that, okay, you have validity in this field and you have done transactions because you're posting what business you're conducting, and then you're building trust.
Right,
What is the other lead gen pillar that you will pick that you can do to generate the activities? It could be door knocking, it could be open houses, it could be calling for sale by owners and expireds,
right,
uh, calling your database, your sphere, calling business owners,
right,
holding events in communities,
right.
uh, different holding seminars, working with investors. So I asked them to pick
Everybody
two,
has their own forte, basically.
right? And my thing is pick something no matter the season in your life or the season that you're in right now.
Right.
When it's snowing, can you go door knocking? Probably not, because in our area, when it snows, the whole city shuts down because it forms black ice. So nobody's going to walk in snow to door knock. Nobody will open the door. So
You
that
enjoy doing it, the activity that you enjoy most
you
doing.
have to enjoy doing it because you'll get a lot of rejection
Right,
before you get people accepting you and wanting to have a conversation with you. So pick those two and go hard at it. Don't
right,
say I did it today and yesterday and it didn't work.
right.
It's like going to the gym 2 days and you've lost 50 pounds. That doesn't work that way.
No, you
So,
maintain.
you gotta be consistent
Yeah,
and doing it on a daily basis for a specific time. Are you lead generating for 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours?
yeah,
Because my thing is don't get off the phone till you have an appointment. But people get tired.
right. Uh, do you have an accountability partner, Gina?
I have a coach. So basically, that's my accountability on a weekly basis. And then obviously, I have different circles that I'm part of over here that we have business conversations as to what everybody's doing, how can we grow, what can we learn. We have monthly masterminds in our um, office that are based on production. So you're having those conversation based on your production level and where you want to go.
Yeah.
So learning
Brings
from,
in the focus. That brings back the focus as to what your numbers are, what you are wanting to do to achieve your goals this year.
yes, what systems are working, right? What
Yeah,
habits what's your habit? And do you need to tweak it or get it better
right,
to help you get better? If you're not getting better, you're getting stale because the next agent that is coming on board may be aggressive than you
right,
and wipe you out sooner than you think, right? because the number of years in your business helps. It
Yes.
gives you validity, but if somebody is working over those tasks and getting more appointments than you,
Right.
they'll take over your business sooner than you think.
Right. Right. And I feel that, when you set your goals and you set your focus on your goals, it's just better performance overall
Yeah.
because then you start winning the day to win the week, win the
Mhm.
week to win the month, and of
Mhm.
course, win the months to win the year overall.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I used to always think about this when Bob, my team leader, used to say in our meetings that, oh, so and so sold 12 houses today, so and so sold, you know, this many this month. But my thing was, I don't care about that. I need to focus on my numbers because if I win my numbers and what I've written, I'm going to win anyways. So,
Yes, because your goal will benefit you.
yeah, yeah,
It's not going to benefit me by you selling 12 houses. So focus on what's important to you because that is what will push the needle to achieve what you want to achieve in the year.
right, right. Do you think it's important to have a coach? I mean, we both have a coach, and I mean, I feel that I'm better off having a coach and keeping myself accountable through a coach. But what would you tell a new agent, like if they were to start their business and if they can afford a coach, would you recommend that?
Highly recommend that, right? Because a coach has a different perspective and overview on your business of what you think it is.
Right,
And they are giving you critical information and being your critique as well as to why you want to do this. Why do you think you need to invest in this? What is your plan on your budget model? And, how much will it give you a return on this investment?
and I feel that having a coach, you avoid a lot of pitfalls, you know
Right.
and they basically fast forward your success in some ways.
They do, because, when I'm looking to hire, I am consulting with my coach. It's like, hey, I talked to this individual and this is her skill set, this is her experience, knowledge, and this is what I know about her. She's asking me some questions. Oh, I don't know. Let me
Mhm.
go find out, right? So think of your coach as somebody on your board of directors
Right.
that is helping you make a financial decision
Mhm.
for your benefit,
Right.
right? And it's an investment into your business, it's not an expense. And a
Exactly.
lot of agents look at it, oh, I have to spend X dollar for this person. I can talk to my broker,
Hmm.
but the broker doesn't have an overview of your business.
Right.
They are not vested in your business like a coach is,
Right.
right? Because if you fail, the coach is out.
Yeah.
You succeed, you'll keep investing in coaching to
Yes.
move you forward. And sometimes you have to change coaches, and that's okay because you outgrow coaches.
Right.
And that is nothing against the coach who you have right now, but you've probably jumped up a level, so you need to have a different conversation now.
You raised a very interesting thing here, Gina. I'll share with you. I had my first coach, where with him, first 10 years of my business, I reached several plateaus and
Hmm.
made certain tweaks to break through those plateaus and get to the next level. But when I saw that after my one of my plateaus, it was just not breaking through, and I was just not getting a fresh idea where I could break through that plateau, then I realized that it's time for a change. It's time for a fresh mind to come in and
Right,
guide me. And sure enough, that happened, and I took my business to the next level. So,
right.
I mean, I can vouch for myself that
Yeah,
coaching
yeah,
is so important. And I feel that new agents, they don't realize that business, it's a business expense which you can later on take off as a tax deduction. If you just earn the money and you have no expense,
Yeah,
what are you taking off? And here you're not only taking a tax deduction off, you're also gaining a lot of knowledge that is helping you grow your business to the next level.
y-
And people are afraid to invest in their business with the money.
right. It's when you open any business, you need to have, a budget for certain expenses.
Yeah.
And if you're not putting a budget on that, then it'll take you longer to succeed.
Right. Right. And I mean, what is the percentage? Let's discuss that, Gina. What is a good percentage to invest in your business to grow? And I mean, and not just invest in your business, but invest in yourself. That's the other thing.
Right. I mean, I would say coaching for me, I don't think I'm even paying 2%, right? Because it's a flat fee. It's not that if I make a $10,000 check, they're taking a chunk of it. It's
Right.
a fixed expense.
Yes.
Whereas with the coaching that I do, it's a percentage of the check they make.
Right. Right.
So, so that's a different game.
Right. And the amount of and at the speed that they are growing their business through
Mhm.
the coaching, I mean, it's so worth it, I believe.
Yeah, you have an advisor that is helping you every step of the way. Should I invest in this platform, in this marketing piece? Should I do this event? Hey, I'm looking at these two lead gen pillars. I know I like this lead gen, but the other lead gen, somebody else is doing it and they made 500K in GCI. But
Right.
then the question is that who you are?
Right.
Just because somebody succeeded doesn't mean you will. You've got to put in the work.
Right. Right. Coming from a leadership role and a coach's perspective, I mean, can you give us a few points for a new agent coming into the industry? What are the first few steps they need to do to start getting their business in order and make it start running? And I mean, you're great with referral business,
Yeah.
Gina. How long did it to take for you to build that referral business? And what are some of the activities you feel that a new agent can take on to build their referral business? Let's discuss that.
So the first thing is if you know you're going to be in the real estate business, build a database.
Right.
Build a database. A lot of people come in and say, I only know 5 people. Okay. So pull out your phone. How many contacts on your phone? Oh, I've got 2,000 contacts. Let's export that out and start calling them and saying, hey, I don't have your email address. I don't have your address, right? Where do you work? What kind of, what's your profession? So when you categorize all of that and you don't have a CRM, even a Google Sheet will work because when you join a brokerage and they provide you that CRM, you're coming in with the 2000 database. And
Mhm.
you've already tagged it that this person's a doctor, this person's a CPA, this person is a bookkeeper, this person is a landscaper, a painter, um, a beautician, different professions. We
Right.
fail to understand that all of them need houses or know people who need houses.
Right.
So if you categorize that, you're setting yourself up for success from day one. And then contacting those people once you get licensed and affiliate with the brokerage. Hopefully, you're joining Keller Williams. Uh, so, put them on a nurture plan. And, and a lot of agents struggle. What do I say?
Yeah.
Just calling to introduce yourself. I have some exciting news. I've joined the brokerage that is the number one, or whatever your brokerage stats are, or the team you affiliate with.
Right.
Show enthusiasm. Put them on a nurture campaign, even if you have to send them Memorial Day, 4th of July, Halloween, Thanksgiving. That is showing them your business front and center of their emails, and then email follow-up, calls, texts. If you have a buyer, you can post that on social media. I have a buyer, I have a seller. That's what people want to see you succeed, will help you. But you
Right.
got to go get your first opportunity,
Right.
right? And then obviously learn your paperwork. Have somebody who's on your side to oversee everything you do for your first 5 transactions.
Right.
And then create a process of
Right.
what you did every step of the way with a checklist, or ask somebody for a checklist in your market center so that you know what's the next step.
Right.
And then enhance what could you have done better with every transaction? What did you miss? Because we always miss something as new
You
agents.
learn from every transaction. Every
Right.
transaction is unique to itself.
Even today, right?
I mean, if you and I sit down and think about all the transactions, you and I could write a probably 1,000-page book on every
Right.
transaction. You can tell us.
Yes, yeah. So that's basic. Now, building referrals, what uh, my conversations with my clients from the beginning was like, hey, Samina, uh, thank you for choosing to work with me. Now that we've closed this transaction, who do you know that I need to connect with?
Yeah.
And they would say, I don't know anybody, or my neighbor or my friend was asking, would you mind introducing me or connecting me to them so that I can follow up with them? Because a lot of times we only ask, we don't teach.
Right.
So Samina, you would say, yeah, if I know anybody, I will let you know. And
Right.
then you call and let me know, I gave your name to X,
Right.
but then you haven't asked that person if I can call them.
Right.
So I always tell them, do a group introduction via email or text so that it gives me permission to follow up.
Right. Right. And it's interesting that you mentioned that, you ask them, who do you know? And I'll add to that, because I learned this technique in about 6, 7 years ago, where, they were talking about that every brain has a reticular activator,
Yes.
that like when I was pregnant, I didn't miss a single pregnant woman in the street. And when I bought my car, I
Yep.
didn't miss the same model in the street. I used to see the same model in the parking lot, on the
You see
street,
more of it.
more of it. And until I became a real estate agent, I didn't see any yard signs, but since then I don't miss a yard sign on the streets. So
Yeah.
the reticular activator basically it says that if you say "Do you know?" your reticular activator in your brain goes, "No, I don't," and it shuts down. But if you
Mm-hmm.
ask the same questions, "Who do you know?" it
Mm-hmm.
starts churning, and apparently it goes on for almost a month. And invariably, I've seen that when I ask this question to my clients or my friends and family, I mean, a week later or maybe a few days later, they'll call and say, "Hey, Samina, remember you asked?"
Yeah.
This is who I know. So
Yeah.
they know that their reticular activator was there, almost activated,
Right. And
activated.
and you have to also remind them that you're choosing to work by referral.
Yes.
So that way, I want to work with people like you.
Yeah,
And you know more people like you
exactly.
that would be a joy to work with.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I'm not going to find unknown people,
Yeah.
because you recommending me to people like you is an easier transaction, because they know how I work, because you've already spoken about me, and you recommending your friends and family. I know that you will not send me somebody who's not going to transact with me or waste my time, because you value me as well as a professional.
And plus, they've experienced your services. They know how
Right.
it is, they
Yeah.
know what their friend or family will expect in return if one
True.
for their friends or family to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll add one more. To your list of what you're recommending, I'll add one more, that the new agent should shadow an agent like Gina Sharma. I know that
Yes.
how you do your things, how a top producer, what activities that a top producer does, a leader does on a daily basis. And that is the environment they need to hang out with, because then that also they're learning on a daily basis, hanging around top producers. um,
I agree. I mean, just today, one of the agents that I'm coaching, he was standing next to me while I was on the phone, and he said, "Oh my gosh, I just love listening to your conversations. I learn so much."
right,
Because sometimes they don't know what to say,
right,
but them seeing us perform at a high level,
right,
they build the confidence that, okay, now if she said this, then, I always ask them, listen. And if you don't understand why I asked a question, because you're not listening on the other side, write it down and come back and say, why did you ask that question?
right,
Because that will open up your mind to say, oh, I didn't think about that.
right,
So my agents have learned so much by just being in my room while I'm on calls or writing an email or working an offer. So that way they're seeing what I'm doing. And yes, shadowing does help because you're also seeing how that agent performs, how they interact with the client on the phone, via email, in person, how they show a house. Because majority of times the agents are only opening a door.
right,
So, what is the difference between a door opener and an actual realtor performing their job
right,
with the buyer?
right, right. So lastly, Gina, I would like you to tell the audience, like, again, a new agent, if they were to get a coach, what is what is the best way? And if they were to even find you, to talk to you, pick your brain, how they can contact you, you know.
So, you can reach me on my cell phone at 404-242-9908. And my email is gina@ginasharma.com.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Samina.
And I hope the new agents coming into the industry takes this to heart, and uh, goes about getting a coach, getting in action, taking advice from leaders like you, and taking.
Finding a mentor also. If you don't have a coach, you can find a mentor that will guide you as well. And there
Right.
are a lot of people who will be
Right
willing.
mentor, who's actually, I would say, the right mentor in this case, Gina, because it has to be somebody who is willing to give you the time. That's number.
Yes,
And number two, they are also performing at a high level. Somebody
right,
only selling a few houses is not a great mentor, but
right.
somebody who's,
Agreed.
yeah, who's a winner in the industry, just picking their brain.
Right. Yeah. And it's basically, you're also conducting business so you can relate to the person's struggles and challenges. We've all been there,
Yes,
right? We've all messed up.
yes,
So nobody's perfect. So learn from other people's experiences.
what to avoid.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Gina. Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you so much. Appreciate it.
Okay. Talk.